All right, final session. So I would love to invite, he was not here this morning because he was actually on loan to Team in Training, which is another fundraising campaign we have at LLS, giving his mission moment and riding with the team and inspiring them. But our third co-chair is Andrew Dale. He is amazing. He was a candidate last year who ran a campaign probably in the worst life circumstances possible with a brand new job right after finishing treatment, spoiler alert. But Andrew is going to talk about something that I think is really important, which is just overcoming those hurdles and what to expect with the campaign. Because as much as I would love to stand here and say, it's the easiest thing ever, it's not. And you guys know this. And you've gotten a lot of information and tips from fellow candidates and fellow team members, but I think really being aware of what we can do when those challenges come up is just going to be so beneficial in the long run for your campaign. So take it away.
Thank you. Thank you guys here. I'm running the anchor leg, I guess. I'm near the end. And with the title like Overcoming Hurdles, you can tell I ran track in college, so that's my thing. A couple things that have actually come up that I've got some written remarks here to share with you, but a couple things that I've thought of as I was sitting back there. Number one, these little blood drop lapels here, I don't know if you guys saw those on the table. I wear this every day, and so many people will ask, not everybody, but people ask, what is that? Oh, that's a great opportunity to tell them about your campaign. It's a little subtle thing like that. Another thing is, and I thought of this when Nick was talking, I received a check for my campaign. I ran a Man of the Year campaign last year, 2017. I received a check on December 30th of 2017, just a little bit after the deadline. So I reached out to the guy and I said, hey, thanks for the check. I'll go ahead and we'll donate it to LS, but we missed the deadline. And he said, well, why didn't you follow up? Why didn't you tell me the deadline? I completely forgot about it. It was in a stack of mail. And so that's going to get to one of the things with that fear of I was too afraid to reach out to him, right? But with that said, I wanted to thank you for all being in this room. A couple of years ago, I would never have been here. I would never have thought about it. I would have been out riding my bike or playing handball with my 9-year-old at the grade school, or quite honestly, probably working. I was a workaholic. But that changed. A couple of years ago, I found my why. And on Friday the 13th of November 2015, I got a call from my doctor, and he said, great news, it's lymphoma. What? How in the world is that great news? Little did I know at the time, and he quickly told me that I got the good type of cancer. I got the type that has a cure. And I realized, or I learned, that in 2004, LLS-funded researchers began to research the origins of the B-cell non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, the type I had. And as a result of the work that they did, there is a cure for my cancer, and I've been in remission now for 19 months. It's great. So once I learned that, I had to get involved, right? To ensure that the patients of today can become the survivors of tomorrow. I got that line from Lauren, by the way. So what's your why? So I wasn't here this morning, and I greatly apologize to hear some of the candidates or all the candidates speak and talk about their why, but everyone here, everyone on a team, every candidate will have some type of why. And I would suggest that you resonate, you connect with that, because there's going to be times in the campaign where life gets in the way, where there's hurdles. And if you can circle back to that why, I think it can be critical, no doubt. Now let's talk about some of those hurdles, those inevitable hurdles. Lauren referenced the new job. I'd started a new job right before the campaign started, and actually, I scheduled a coffee meeting with Lauren. I said, hey Lauren, before this all gets started, can we have some coffee? I want to talk to you about something. And I tried to quit. And I said, I think I want to wait till next year. And Lauren was incredible. She said, okay, all right, no problem, even though I know she didn't mean that. It was great. And she said, in my experience, next year never comes. There's always going to be something, right? Life is going to get in the way. And sure enough, I'm busier this year than I was last year. But I got to tell you, I'm so happy I did it, and I didn't let that fear get in my way. If you guys heard of Parkinson's law, the work expands as to fill the time available for its completion. And that's so true. It's so true in everything in life. I've found that the most successful I've been in life, in work, in personal and family, has been when I'm really busy, because I've got to find a way to get everything done. I've got to be more focused. And I think you'll find that too with this campaign, is you're taking on something you're so passionate about, you're making such an enormous difference in the world, and you're going to find a way. Another hurdle was getting a no, right? And this was in my mind. I was really afraid of this. There's people on your list that you're fully going to expect to be the first to donate, right? Oh man, we're going to donate, right? My mom, she's going to give me money, right? And then they're going to disappoint you. But then the flip side, there's going to be people you barely know. They're going to donate. And people you've never met are going to give so generously that you're shocked. So just balance that emotion of, sure, there'll be some people that don't do what you think they're going to do, but there'll be other people that overwhelm you as well. Facing my fears, another hurdle. I talked about that numerous times now. But in my life, I've never been one to ask for help. So many times in my life, I was in a shell, right? I was like, you know what? I'd rather fail on my own than ask for help and succeed. And that's saying out loud, seems kind of stupid, right? But that was my mindset. It's like, I'm too proud to ask for help. But you know what? I faced that fear, and I asked, probably because Lauren told me to. She's awesome. And I was blown away by the fact that people thanked me for asking them. Like, what? I don't understand. I just asked you for money, you're thanking me. But so many people out there, they want to give back. They have a mission moment of their own. Their grandfather passed away of lymphoma. Their mother. Their best friend, their sibling. And for years they've been living with that grief of losing that loved one. And you're asking them helps them release that grief, helps them give back. So just remember that. Another hurdle is burnout. It's real. The LLS people probably don't want me to tell you that, but man, it becomes 10 weeks. That seems like a sprint. It's not. It's a marathon. It's really long. And there were times when I was like, oh my gosh, I want to take a break. But to know that this too shall pass, right? There's going to be times in the campaign that you're on top of the world. I was just telling Steph that in my first week I raised $10,000. It's like, man, I'm doing the math. So if I get 10,000, everybody, oh, this is going to be a no-brainer. But then there's weeks where you don't have a huge week in fundraising, and it's the ebbs and flows. It's to be expected. One thing I would suggest is try to schedule, if you're going to do events, schedule them in the middle, because that will give you that buzz, that excitement, that talking point, right? That thing to get the conversations continue to go. And then life happens. You get sick, your kids get sick, you get a curveball at work, and just know that there's no perfect world here. You're not going to live in this bubble of bliss for 10 weeks, right? And the key to success in anything in life, right, is to overcome those hurdles and to realize, like, all right, so that happened, I'm going to get over it, and I'm going to plan accordingly. And speaking of planning accordingly, I want to talk about 3 things that I did to overcome these hurdles, and then I'll get off the stage here. Number 1 was owning my commitment. Doing what I said I was going to do and recommitting multiple times. It's okay to doubt on occasion, it's human nature, but it's not okay to give up. And so have that in front of you. Why are you doing this? What's your commitment? And stay focused on that. Number 2, manage expectations. I said, right, this is a marathon. Be structured with your time. Lean on your team members. Utilize their strengths. Everyone has strengths, right? You want to utilize those strengths. And then calendar stuff and then do it. And then the third thing I did to overcome objections, and this is Lauren's favorite, I would say write this down. Compartmentalize. So compartmentalize is defined as to divide into isolated segments. I think that this is the one thing in my life that I'm really good at. I'm really bad at a lot of stuff, but what I would do, I would start every weekly call with Lauren and say, I'm so slammed at work today. I don't know this week how much time I'm going to give toward LLS. And she would call me down and say, okay, no problem. And we would start to talk about, well, what do you think it would make sense to do this week? Or what are some brainstorming things we could do? And so we would write a list of everything we could possibly do for the campaign. And then we'd quickly drill down to 2, 3, 4 things that were like, okay, these are the no-brainers. These are the things we're going to definitely do today. And then before that call ended, I went to my calendar and I'd find blocks of time. And in some cases, maybe it was only 15 minutes. Okay, so at this time, in 15 minutes, I'm going to do this item. Or right here, this 30-minute block, I'm going to do this item. And I would calendar it. And I would write it down. Like, an example is, I was so stressed out about writing the letter. Have you guys talked about the first letter campaign yet, right? So stressed out about that. I see some people nodding their heads out there. And so I broke it down. I compartmentalized into 3 different sections. Number 1, do some research. Pull up that flash drive and take a look at some of the letters that were out there. And, I cut and pasted, right? I took sections from other people's letters. That's okay. Number 2, write a rough draft. And then finally, number 3 is hone that into the final letter. And I calendared the time to do those specific things. So by the way, this is a phenomenal thing to do in every aspect of your life. Have the personal discipline to schedule something and to follow through on doing it. If it's on my calendar, it will get done, period. And that's the mantra I use to get through this. Now, I only put the important things on my calendar, but I did it no matter what. No excuses, no distractions. Then I didn't have to feel bad about spending more time at work and not on my campaign, or going to play handball with my 9-year-old, or playing video games with my 15-year-old. So, things are going to happen, right? Hurdles will arise, but it's flying through those hurdles in the air flying through the air to overcome those hurdles is when we're going to soar to new heights. So, in summary, I just want to remind you to have fun, compartmentalize, and be proud that you're making a huge difference. Because I can see a world where cancer is no longer an evil word. Where curing is as simple as picking up a prescription at the local drugstore. With everyone's help in this room, we will make that vision become a reality. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you have done and will do in this campaign. And we're going to have an amazing time together at the finale, and knowing that we made a difference to cure cancer. Thank you, everybody. So with that said, I'm going to bring up the other co-chairs here, and we're going to share some words of wisdom, some extra thoughts, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy. So just know that, by the way, all of us, we're volunteers. We choose to do this because we love to spend our time beating the shit out of cancer. But that also means that we're there for you. We're here because it's something we're passionate about. All the speakers today are volunteers, so please ask if you need help. You're not in this alone. We were all in your shoes at one point. I left the campaign strategy workshop and I was like, okay. So that's okay to feel that. Know that that's okay to feel that. Your LLS staff is amazing. They have been through this hundreds of times with many, many, many candidates. So ask them, ask for help, ask for a meeting, even if it's just a meeting going, I didn't understand anything that they said at that workshop. What do I need to focus on? Call Kirsten, call Warren, and get that help. We are all here to help you. We all want you to be successful. We're super excited about what you're embarking on. The staff is some of my best friends, mostly because I just harassed them and called them and basically became their best friend for 10 weeks. They can be your best friends too! So please don't ever, there's no question that is stupid. This is all new, so we're all here for you, and hopefully you feel the love, you feel the support. I'm super excited about your campaign. I had no idea what I was going to achieve. I had no idea I would become Woman of the Year in 2015. Like I said, my goal was to raise enough money that I could feel like I did something. I kept raising my target during the campaign, and you can do that too. Don't give up, like Andrew said. There's a time where I was like, if I raise $50,000, no one's going to balk at that. That's fine. Like, if you raise $10, no one's going to balk at that. But what can you do, and what's going to put you at the end of this campaign looking back saying, I did the best I could do. I did everything I did. I left it all on the field. Because I actually left going, I totally could raise more money. And that's why I did another campaign with my husband. So you guys are welcome to keep joining us year after year, but make your campaign count. So that's my final advice.
Oh, thank you for that love. It's so kind of you. So I have some dates. They're in your packets, but you can write them down again if you like writing things down. 1, 7, 16, and 25. Those are the 4 numbers that you need to remember. So 1, have your team, March 1st, sorry, I put the month in front of there. Minor detail. March 1st, have your team meeting before March 1st. Take all of this that you learned today, give it out to your team members to find some roles and responsibilities. You'll have had many meetings with LLS staff before then, so you can communicate more information at that date. On the 7th, your letter is due to LLS, so take those 3 time slots in your calendar that Andrew used, get it done by March 7th. And then March 16th, the following week, your donor list is due. So that's a priority by March 16th, so that the following week, on the 25th, you'll see the 3 of us and everyone else here again at Dodger Stadium for the kickoff, which is so cool. In some swank club, apparently. It's going to be awesome. I don't know that I have much else to add to what you guys have already heard. I'm convinced that we're going to see a stellar fundraising campaign this year. These 10 weeks will change your life. Don't forget to join the committee next year. But the past couple years I've been on this, working with this campaign, every year every group of candidates just absolutely kills it and does a fantastic job making someday today. And Lauren has some